welcome to the cottage. I am Babs with Cottage Rogue. This is my 38th floss tube, and welcome to my channel that's predominantly about cross stitch. Although sometimes there'll be other crafty things and maybe some gaming mentions every once in a while. It is February 2nd. I love this month. It is my favorite month, but that may be because my birthday is this week, and that is why. Everyone sit back, relax, grab a project to stitch. And I do want to wrap up a couple of things from January. Now, January stats. I had stitched 7,913 stitches in the month of January. That came to a grand total of 4 new starts, 8 whips, and 25 out of 31 days. So not bad. I found that last year in 2025 that January was my most stitched month. And I don't know why that is, but it certainly is. And I think I stitched about the same amount as last year too, approximately. I haven't gone back and checked the numbers, but I found that interesting. And because it is my birthday in the month of February, this month I am going to be doing my unofficial hashtag babsbirthdaysal, where you can stitch on any sampler. I'm going to be working on the Heart Sampler by Bad Vibes Only. I started it last year, but due to circumstances, I wasn't able to do a lot last year. And then I also had different circumstances this year as to why that I didn't film a floss tube sooner. So it's starts of the year are sometimes very interesting, but I'm doing my best to kind of go with the flow. You know how it goes. So for sure. Now WIPGO for February. I'm really excited about this. So February WIPGO numbers were 5 and 22. Now for 5 and 22, I have number 5 is my category is full coverage, which will be perfect. I can keep doing my winter bonfire night. That is my 2026 focus project. I plan to focus on that every single month for sure. I've been trying to work into like daily stitches. I'm not a daily stitcher. I'm just not. I can't do it. So I need to have chunks throughout the week so I can get my stitches in. And January is a trial run. Not a lot of stitches on it, but I did my very best. But I will work on Winter Bonfire Night by Lars Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Design. And then for 22, that is a kit. So I've got a bunch of kits that are fairly close to being done. So I'm not going to choose a specific kit. I have a couple that I've worked on in January that I will probably work on, and I might actually get it finished this month here in February. But here's my WIPGO chart right there. You can see here, I did finish my January WIPGOs. And you can see the little check marks. I did stitch 5 days for each of my projects that I had assigned myself for it, which worked out really, really well. And of course, I have it written down here as to what the numbers are. And it'll be interesting to see if we end up getting these two numbers. What are they? 12 and 17? At some point in the next, like maybe next month, who knows? And we could get a bingo right away. Wouldn't that be something? Oh my goodness, that would be amazing, actually. Then I got to think of something to get. I don't know. I think my goal for this year, for 2026, the reason why I chose categories for WIPGO instead of specific projects is that I want to be successful with it. I want to have a blackout. And when I do specific projects, and then I have other projects that are calling to me, and I'm like, but I don't want to have to do a Halloween piece in August or whatever, out of season piece. So yeah, I also have new starts that are coming up planned in February and March already. So I want to have the freedom a little bit, but that's neither here nor there. Let's go ahead. Speaking of new starts, let's go ahead and talk about the new starts that I have done since I've last seen you. And the first one is the Birthstones SAL by TinyModernist. I love this. I've actually had this pattern for years since she released it to her Patreon first. And what my grand plan was to do a section per month, so that way I can work on the month during that month. I didn't finish January, but I got a decent amount, and you can see the garnet. I mean, look how pretty that is. I love it. I can't wait to get the back stitch in so we can see more of the facets and get the flowers in, and of course the rest of the border and the rest of the bowl that it's in, because there's some stitches that I haven't done yet. But you know, looking at it, like each of these squares are between like 1,200 and 1,800 stitches, which is totally doable in a month's time. It really is. I just gotta plan out my current month and future months appropriately. Although February is a short month, but then again, I did also take my birthday off work, and I also actually have President's Day off this year, which is unusual. So, you know, I have a few extra days where I can stitch, which is great. But this is it. This is on 22 count Gray Magic by Bestitch Me. I've never stitched on 22 count, so this is new. I love it. I'm doing 1/1 full cross using the called for a DMC. Look how beautiful. It's so pretty. I love it. I think it looks so good. I can't wait to pull this out again this month. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start on the February border, like the border between the two, and then work on February and February. And then when I get that done, I'll go back to January and finish that up. I think that way then I can still see progress every month and it won't seem crazy to me. Like, it won't seem like I'm falling behind, and I really don't want to fall behind, for sure. As part of Floss Tube Frenzy, which I am doing that as well, the floss tuber that I watch while stitching on TinyModernist patterns is Adelaide Stitches. So I will make sure I have the information of all my Floss Tube Frenzy floss tubers in my description, so you can go check them out because they're all really cool. In fact, I wish I could have done more, but I think I've chosen too many. So go figure. But my next new start was also by TinyModernist, or is also by TinyModernist. We have the Poison Garden Stitch Along, which is her new Stitch Along for this year. It's over 6 months. You get the patterns on, I believe, the 14th of the month. I don't remember. It's been, the last couple of weeks have just been exhausting and sad and everything. So it's just been nuts. But I started it and I'm really happy with it. I think I have over 200 stitches. My favorite thing about this potion bottle is that there's 2 oranges here. It looks variegated, but it's not variegated. So I think that's a really cool effect. I started with the pumpkin here, and this one, if I remember correctly, is Nightshade. So there will be flowers coming up the side here and everything. And I love this skull. I love the little, like, the backstitch for the teeth. It's so cute. It is so cute. So this is done on 36 count linen. It's called The Coloring is Frankenstein, also dyed by Bestitch Me. So this one I had on stash, and I am excited for it. Yeah, I did get all that right. So I love this. You can still participate in the Poison Garden Style Stitch Along by TinyModernist. It's still available. The next one will come out in the middle of February. So it's either on Valentine's Day or the day after. I don't remember. Now, for Floss Tube Frenzy, one of the floss tubers that I follow, Cross Stitch in Cambria, I had assigned a different piece for his channel, but I've decided to switch it because I just don't have all the time in the world. I also work full time, and I thought it was a brilliant idea to start Magic Potions, which is a cross-stitch stitch-along of a potion shelf by TeenyWeenyXStitch, and I am behind by 8 days now. But here's what I have so far, and I love this. January's been crazy, temperature-wise where I live. Normally, it is absolutely frigid in the beginning of the month, but it was so warm. It even hit, I think, 60 or pretty close to 60, which is why you see here is a green one. So teal is like 40s, and I think green is 50s, if I remember right. I have it written down, but I'm not going to look right now. And then you go all the way down here, these pinks and purples, and blue's still pretty cold. Indigo here is still pretty cold, but this is purple, pink, and white, which I added the pink and the white at the very end, and also the teal and a couple other colors, some of them on the warm side, because I wanted more variety. And yeah, so this will be like 5 degrees Fahrenheit and below. And this was a day where it didn't get into positive numbers at all. It was all negative. So, and then of course on the top here, I have different colors as well. Those indicate the lows for the day, or like right here. I really like this one. And also, last time I talked about this in my January floss tube video, I talked about how there were like little creatures, like you can still see the snake right here. But the little guy is now covered up by this guy right here. There's a foot, and you can still see the eye there, but you can't tell anymore. It's just modeling in the background. So I assume that's what's going to happen to my little snake head at the moment. I love seeing the little creepy things in this, by the way. This fabric is number 352, also dyed by Stitch Me, and I think it's 32 count linen. It's 32 count linen. I can look. Oh my gosh, see, I don't have to think. I put everything in my book. This is my bullet journal that's really old. And I can, did I write it in here? Maybe it's in the index. Oh, no, I did not. Never mind. I don't know. I was wrong about that, but that is okay. But anyways, it's number 352. I know that much because I got it from a Friday night fight night. And I think it was like an oopsie where the color didn't quite come out right. It was supposed to be a different color. But I still love it. It's fantastic. And I can't wait to start February. So I think this is like to the 21st of January or something like that. I'm not going to count these on camera. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to start February 1st down here and start this line. And then when I catch up in February, then I will go back to January and move the hoop and work on that then. So that is my current plan for the temperature stitch along. Kind of frenetic, but you know, that's how I be sometimes, especially when I'm trying to be organized and I have so many thoughts going through my head. And this is why I write everything down so I can remember. Also, I have 9 whips to show y'all, and that was just 3 of them because it has been longer than usual. So the next one, I did work more on my Bothy Threads kit, which is, he's a fun guy. Look at this. Look at this guy. Isn't he adorable? So this has actually turned out to be my football stitch, which is interesting. But so this has been a tradition. So in January and then through the Super Bowl, we go over to my in-laws' house and we'll watch the games up to and including the playoffs and then the Super Bowl. And every year, without fail, I end up like passing out right after we eat, like an hour after we eat. And I don't want to do that. And since I've been stitching, I haven't been doing that. So yay, it's great. And yeah, I'm not a diehard football fan. I'm sorry for you sporties out there. I just didn't grow up with it. But I do understand how the game is played because I have like the first 15 years that I've, been with my husband, we went every year on the Super Bowl, and then like for the past, 8 years or so, we've started doing the playoffs in January too, and all the games in January. So it's been really, really fun, and I've done so much. If I have a picture of what it was before, I will go ahead and put that up here. It looks like I still have some threads. Look, you can tell there's a mouse kind of. The tail is done. We have the little feetsies. There's still going to be like more fur on the outside there. I think before I just had this little orange section and that's it. We're coming down to get the gills underneath the mushroom and then into the stem a little bit. I also love this print. It is so adorable. It's like a speckled thing. So this is fun and fantastic. We got my cute little needle minder, this little mouse. I love it. It's so much fun. And then of course I when I'm watching a game, I do at least a couple hundred stitches, and I have my clicker, so I know, and I record all that. So it is really fun, and I love this kit, and I've been told that there is another kit of a mushroom, but with 2 little mice underneath it. So I may have to acquire that one. We will see how that goes. I really want it, but I may need to wait to get it for sure. Oh, and then for my mushroom projects, my bees and mushrooms, I watch Stitchy Witchy Bee, and I have another mushroom project in here that I watched her with. She's super fun and fantastic. I saw she recently put out another video, so that's cool. And then next, I have Fall Library by Colorfully Sarah. It's stitched on, I think it's 18 count. Yeah, it's 2/1 full cross, so it's 18 count Devil's Claw, also by Bestitch Me. This fabric is so pretty. Last time you saw this, I had this purple one done, and now I have this motif and this motif. We do a motif a week, so last week was this brown book with this pretty little flower in it. I wish it stood out just a little bit more, like the flowers and these 2 brown books tend to get a little bit lost, but that's all right. I had fun stitching it. That was the important thing. I actually did it all last night because I was busy. The full moon project kind of, stuck up on me, and so I had to work on that. So yeah, that was the thing. But we have only 2 motifs left, and then 1 additional week for all the stuff that goes between everything. So this will be finished in the month of February, and I am so excited. And then, so my friend Brina and I, we do this together, and I know we have another pattern that we want to do after this. We may take a week off. I don't know. I'm also doing the Poison Garden SAL stitch along with her too. So I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. Another is she, and that's okay. We don't have to decide now. But I really, really enjoy this. This fall library. It's so pretty. And for stitch-alongs, I have Britches Get Stitches assigned to stitch-alongs. So I've also done the temperature stitch-along, and I've also done the other 2 TinyModernist stitch-alongs that I've already showed you. For Britches Get Stitches, she puts out a lot of videos. A lot of shorter videos, but a lot of them, which is fun. So I don't have one project assigned unless I specifically assign one project. Like, for instance, we're doing Winter Bonfire Night. I stitched a lot on this. So this is my focus piece. So I only had a little bit of blue, and now I have all this blue. Oh my goodness. I think I only had like this little bit up here. And I actually have other colors in here now. I don't know if you'll be able to see them or not, but these are more green, like in here. And all of this right here is filled in now, which is absolutely fantastic. I do this 2/1 half cross, or I don't know if it's a 10 stitch or not, but the back looks interesting. And it's like, here, yes, I travel. It's a full coverage piece. It's going to have 350,000 stitches. That's fine. So Winter Bonfire Night by Lars, Stewart, charted by Heaven and Earth Designs. And so this is one project I have specifically assigned to the Sleepy Stitcher. Because she's also doing this one. She is way further than I am. I think she's actually at 10%. So I'm not even at 1%. I think I'm at 0.67% or something to that effect. So I do write that down, but I'm not going to go searching through here to find it right now. But I really like this. This is on 25 count gridded, even weave. And on the final picture, when you can see it, it has smoke. So this part right here is the smoke that's coming up from the cabin. So I'm really excited for it. I really love this, and I need to find more time to stitch. It's just what I gotta do. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but you know, I gotta. But at least this month I'll have a couple of extra days. So assuming that all goes well and I don't get into another car accident this year, we should be good, right? Yeah, I think so. I'm not going out the day before my birthday, by the way, because that's when it happened. I'm just gonna stay in. Just gonna stay in. But next, I worked on Miss Forest Mushroom by Nora Corbett. I love her. I meant to work on her last year, and I didn't at all, and I'm so sad to realize that I didn't. So I have the runner stitcher who is assigned my fancy ladies, and if I have a picture, I will put it up here now of where she was. But I basically had the feet and the lower ruffles, and now look at her. I got more of her skirt now. It actually comes up quite a bit. I'm so excited. And you can see here, I still love these feet. I always rave about her feet. And I think the reason is because I did partial stitches on 14 count Ada. This color is called Huntress. It's by Bestitch Me. I just pulled this fabric from Stash, and she's so beautiful. Yes, there'll be a little bit of back stitching right here. I haven't done it yet. Although I may do that soon, actually. I may do it soon. But I worked primarily on this red here, bringing it up and around, and then some of this color red as well. And got quite a few stitches in, so I'm really happy about it. So the runner stitcher with my fancy ladies, and currently this is my only fancy lady that I have started. I do have a Bella Filipina, and I do have another Mirabilia, and I also have a couple Mirabilias that I'm waiting for. I don't know when they're going to arrive. I recently got an update that they're trying to get them shipped out as fast as possible, but, you know, just the demand was more than what was expected, I guess, because these are the ones that are being re-released for the 250th anniversary of the U.S., so at least that's what I believe that they were done. Oh, I also have the beads in here too. So I have like all the things that I need for this Nora Corbett, which I love her so much. I've actually debated about getting the other mushroom patterns. They're a bit brighter than her, and I think that's why I went for her. But I don't know. I might have to get the trio. We will see. There are also some other amazing patterns and on the Miss Forest series. So, as some of you have shown me, which has been fantastic. I love it. So my next pattern, we have our Moon Stitch. So this is Verdant Reverie. It's by Sprouting Lupine. And this is a cross stitch that I only stitch for the full moon. And on the Bad Stitch Discord server, we have like full moon parties and where you can stitch on anything that has moons in it. So I chose the bell pull for Verdant Reverie, and I worked primarily on this moth here. So all of this like teal color and the orange right here and down here, that's what I worked on specifically. And there was actually like little moons and stuff out of white in here that I had before, and it's blended in so nicely. It's like a secret. It almost makes me want to like do it over again, but using glow in the dark for the white, because that would be super cool, because then the moths would have like white like little moons on them. But I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna undo my stitches. And right now I've calculated this so that if I can stitch approximately 500 to 700 stitches for the full moon, on the full moon, then I will get this done this year. I don't know if I can. I've also only did like 381 stitches, which is a lot. So we'll see. We'll see. If not, then I'll finish it early next year. But it would be really cool if I could finish it this year, you know, in the month of December, and it would be amazing. We also have a blue moon this year, so there will be 13 full moons, and I'm so excited. So February's full moon was yesterday on February 1st. It is called the snow moon, and I wish I could have seen it last night, but it was snowing. So we had clouds. There's no way. And then my last whip here for us today is a kit, actually, and I didn't get out my the kit picture. Bear with me. It is in a whole bunch of everything. It is in a Ziploc bag. It's in my project bag that I just threw it in there because it was almost done before. You've seen it in WIPGOs for the past 2 years. It is Cherish This Moment by Bucilla, or Cherish. It might be just Cherish. But it's so pretty. I love it. Now, when I finish this, I'm going to call it a finish, but I'm not going to do the border. I'm not going to do the Cherish This Moment, just because what I want to do is put it in my collection of finishes and then wait to fully finish until someone gets married. And then I can put their names and dates underneath of when they're married, and then I could turn it into a card or frame it or whatever I want to do with it, and then they could have it. And I think that would be a really nice wedding gift. But I worked on the white. We had a stitchy day at the Eastern Iowa Cross Stitchers and on Saturday, and I spent not the whole time, but a lot of the time working on it, and I can tell you it is 100% cross-stitched already. And you can see here, I did all the white. I did the white. The white was a pain. It was just a pain. I like fill. I do like fill in, especially when I'm at work on lunch break. You know, especially when it's surrounded by stuff, which this was. All I had to do was fill it in and then watch out for these couple rows. There's a row here, here, and here where I will be putting in these little pearl-like beads. So I got to put in the beads, and I have to put in all the backstitch, and there's a lot of backstitch all around the flowers and everything. Like, I swear, it's insane. But once that's done, then this will be done. I want to get this done in February. There's no reason why I shouldn't, and especially since WIPGO is for kits. This is a kit. I can get it done. I can get it off of my list, especially since I've already started 4 new things this year. I need to finish at least one thing per thing that I start, and I want to do more. And these kits that are mostly finished are the way to do it, honestly. And then keeping up with my stitch-alongs, because if I do that, then I will have 3 stitch-alongs that will finish in the month of December. So those are all of my whips. And now I do have some haul, because like I said, my birthday is this week. It's actually on Wednesday, so I'm very excited. I love my birthday. And it doesn't matter how old I get, I'm going to keep loving my birthday. It's the one day a year that I always take off of work because I got yelled at once on my birthday, and I refuse to get yelled at ever again. So there you go. So even though it's on Wednesday this year and I don't get a multi-day weekend, that is fine because I've already taken off a lot of work this year. And so actually, before I get to my hauls, I do want to let you know that I will be starting a piece. It's called Remember Me. It's a mourning sampler by Summer House Stitchworks. This is one I picked up last year from one of the events that Lindy Stitches put on. I don't remember which one. But the reason why, on top of everything else that's going on in the country, but the reason why the last couple weeks have been crazy is because my grandfather has passed away, and the funeral was last week, and I want to remember him. And so I have decided to do this, and I'm going to kind of combine it into his and then my late grandmother, and that's what I'll probably start that this month. And it's just, I don't know, the Poison Garden SAL really helped me like focus. I started working on the skull and crossbones, which sounds really morbid, but it was really therapeutic. And so stitching on something that is meant to process everything that's happening, I think will be really cathartic. So I have picked out my fabric for that, which was stashed. This is called Mummy. It's 36 count linen, also by Stitch Me. It's on an 1/8. I think it's pretty. And I think it will be fitting for this one. So that is, it's not a haul because I've had this project for a year. Because I knew I'd probably need it soon, unfortunately. But I'm just very happy that I had the time that I had with him. He was 90 years old and was born in 1935. And he was an amazing man. We'll just say that. But moving on, we're going to switch gears. I'm going to talk about my haul and also show you my Ort jar for January. I meant to do that earlier in the floss tube, but these are my January Orts so far. We have my beautiful Ort jar that I pull them out every year. That's one side, and here's the other. So a lot of lighter colors for the most part. There's a few dark ones in there, but we got some lights. We got some like really bright greens. A little bit of browns, but definitely brighter than it was last year. Last year I had a lot of like browns and yellows and blacks because I was doing a train, and that was my focus in the first like quarter of the year in 2025. But now I have so many different projects that with very bright colors and a lot of white. The white was mainly from that cake that I had worked on. So it's kind of fun to see, and I can't wait to see what February is going to bring, because I bet there's going to be some more red for sure. But so I did end up getting my Year in the Woods 2, number 8, the Bobcat by Cottage Garden Samplings. I love this. I think this Bobcat is so pretty. I love the face. The face right here. So cute. And then this is one of the fun houses right here with the triangle shape. I love it. I haven't decided if I'm going to do this series in Aida or in linen or Lugana, or I'm just going to mix it up. Because like I planned Aida for all of the series 1, but I might do linen with these. We'll see how practiced I get with linen. I've started doing more linen and just seeing like how fast I go, and it's definitely a process. I've decided I do like linen. It does take me a lot longer, especially on the darker fabrics, but I'm working through it. And then we also traveled to Moline, Illinois, where Stitch Me is, and we, meaning my husband and I, he drove for me. It was kind of like an early birthday gift, which was really sweet. And I picked up some patterns. So of course, we have mushroom sweethearts right here. So these are snails, and we have the mushroom here with the little hearts. This is so cute. I can't wait to start working on this month. And the pattern is a color, which is so fun. So by Bad Stitch, of course, Amanda DeLong, she's amazing. So there's my first pattern. And then I also got Lola Crow's Moonlight Mushrooms. Are you sensing a theme? Apparently, I am really into mushrooms. But you know the whole Cottage Road, Cottage Core thing? Yes, that is definitely me. Especially if you throw a little bit of macabre in there, that's what mushrooms are basically. So, works out. But I got a little snail here as well. And Tammy from Eastern Iron Cross Stitchers, she has a bunch of fabrics. So I'm getting this beautiful like midnight navy-ish blue for the fabric for this. I'm really excited for it. That should be so much fun. So I will get that at closer to the end of the month when we have our next stitchy day. And then also another Lola Crow, I have the Carnivorous Terrarium. I really enjoy the terrarium patterns. I know TinyModernist has a bunch of patterns in jars. So this is really, really fun. And look, you got the Venus flytraps and other ones that I don't know the names off the top of my head. But I love how colorful it is, and it's so pretty. And this is a great frame. I think I might have to do a round frame for this. So this month, absolutely, I'm going to be starting on my Mushroom Sweethearts, and then we're going to go from there. For sure. And then I also got fabric. Do I have projects in mind for these fabric? Not necessarily at this time. but you know, we'll get there. So I have a 28 count Lucana called Interstellar. Look at this. Look at this. Look how beautiful. I love this. So I have seen like a dragon pattern on this exact fabric before, which I may or may not end up getting. I don't quite remember the name to it, but I do know that Stitch Me has it stitched. So yeah, so they have it stitched up. They have an actual like stitched version of it, and it's so pretty on this fabric, and I love it. So I may have to get that for sure. And then also I have a 36 count linen called Blood Orange, and I bought this because it is pretty. It's so pretty. I love the purples and the oranges in it. It looks fuchsia in this. It's a little bit darker than that in some places. It is so nice. It's so good. Yeah, I like this side better. It's the right side. So we have our blood orange, and then we have a 32 count Lugana called Bog. I love the modeling on this. And it's green. I have so many patterns that will go on this. It's so pretty. Always good to have a solid green, especially considering my aesthetic. I can't wait to get some of these finished so I can get them on the wall, honestly. And then I have Rustling Leaves, which is the one that I have been searching for. This is a 36 count linen. I saw this on the ready to ship, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, yes, I need this. It has all of the colors. The reds, yellows, oranges, greens, definitely all the flavors of leaves, and I am here for it. Absolutely. This basically looked like my wedding, because my wedding had a whole bunch of like leafy autumnal colors, except the green. So I think it's beautiful. I love it. And that is my haul. Everyone, you have been absolutely amazing. So thank you so much for being here. If you made it to this part of the video, like this far in, why don't you go ahead and throw a mushroom in the chat? I've spoken about mushrooms so many times in this video. I feel like the mushrooms need to be represented. So please go ahead and toss that in the chat. Let me know which whip that you absolutely adored or just liked. Whatever works. I'm excited. I'm hoping to show you a finish on the next video. So I'll be working on this one for sure. I want to get it done. Just got to get through the back stitch, but it's fine. It's now a WIPGO goal. So yay. And also I will be focusing on some of the other projects too. I'll be doing Stitch the Winter Olympics, which starts on this Friday, February 6th, and will go till February 22nd. So I will be integrating my WIPGO and my projects that I really want to work on and everything into those prompts. The Stitch the Winter Olympics is by the Naptime Stitcher, who's on Instagram. I did Stitch the Summer Olympics 2 years ago, and that was so much fun. I loved it. So I'm definitely doing it again. And yes, you will get a video much sooner than last time. Again, the only reason why I didn't have one was due to unforeseen circumstances. So I appreciate y'all being patient and for being here. To those who are subscribed, thank you so much for subscribing. And to you new people, welcome. I hope you had a great time. And you know what? Thank you so much. You've been absolutely amazing. Remember, my cottage is always open. And I will see you all in the next FlossTube video. Bye-bye.